Big up, guys. It's your boy, Mark and MUFC fan. And you know what it is, guys. Welcome to the show. Welcome to the stream. This is the match preview. We are live in a couple hours for the actual game, and we are excited. I know you are, because I am. And I know all of you that follow this channel, Mark and MUFC fan, you know what we do here. It's the optimism, positivity, and Man United. And I'm predicting a win today, so I'm definitely up for it. I think the boys are in the right mindset. I think the manager is setting the right tone. And I think everything is going to work out for the best for Manchester United, especially for the likes of, the fans. It might take a little while for everything to get better. Of course, we know it has not been great. We changed manager mid-season. We're in 12th. But I would say the ship is slightly steadying itself. It's starting to run on the water, and we're looking to add to that with the possibility of a new incoming as well. Matthias Tell possibly coming in with a loan with an option to buy in the summer. It will make things very, very, very interesting for Manchester United in the next few months. Today is a big day. We must secure 1 month of free time to train. We need a good performance tonight from the lads, guys. How are you feeling? Big up to everyone in chat. Big up to Lucky Singh. Football, we want Manchester United up, scoring that first goal of the match. Big up to you and the man them at the AM. Good afternoon, everyone. Big up to you, broski. Jay is in the building, says, great performance last night, bro. Thank you very much. It was good. I tried my best. You know what I'm saying? I hope you're well. I hope everyone is in the building. Big up to Jay. Bro, if you know, bro, the last 2 games you played, I kind of had a headache, bro. But I don't know where it just came from. It just rose in the middle of the game. But you know what? I should have scored in one of those games to give us the lead, and I didn't, bro. I apologize. Big up to you. You had a swell performance as well. Hopefully, we're back on Friday. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a big one. Maybe we can get to League. Oh, you know what I mean? Division 9 will be interesting. It was good playing against the German teams we played at. I was laughing in my mind because, I live in Germany. But big up to everyone watching. Let's get into the match preview because we know, there's a lot of news. But what's important right now actually is not all that news, but the game. What's going to happen with Manchester United as they face FCSB in Bukarest. It's going to be an interesting fixture, guys. FCSB is ranked 8th right now in the Europa League. They're in the qualification as it stands. A loss or a draw could secure their victory, but it will see them closer to Manchester United. Manchester United sit in 4th place. It's one of those things, and I feel like, we definitely are in for a fight on our hands in that game. It's not going to be an easy one. Of course, we are away. But what can I say, guys? The team, just like us last night, they need to be concentrated. Concentration levels to the max, as Jay said. Big up to Ricardo Pereira in the building. And guys, what's the starting lineup going to be like? We had the press conference earlier this morning. Of course, very few questions asked about the actual starting lineup. We saw Lenny Euro sitting there. Of course, Altay Bayende is back at it with the posting. So it looks like there might be some surprises. Altay Bayende might be given this game. Lenny Euro might be starting. What else is there new? Who else is starting? Of course, we know Marcus Rashford, Luke Shaw, Mason Mount, and the rest. They have not traveled with the team. So we're going to see the likes of possibly a different starting lineup, without those guys. Of course, we're getting used to it recently. No Marcus Rashford, about the 10th or 11th game at we speak. It's going to be interesting, guys. And I would say I'm looking forward to the performance. I'm looking forward to see what is going to happen with Manchester United in this game. Of course, there are interesting situations happening as well. I would love to talk about that. But let's talk about the possibility of the starting lineup first, as there are much different predictions for the starting lineup. And this is just one of them. Of course, I think, in my honest opinion, we shouldn't be minding much who is in the starting lineup, but the performance of those in the starting lineup. So let's get into it, guys. I'm going to bring it to the stage, of course. Let's see what they're saying. You know, it's going to be interesting times. So this is the start. This is one of the predicted starting lineups for the game. Let's talk about it, guys, because of course, you know, Romania, it's not going to be a good fixture. It's going to be cold. It's going to be wet. And of course, you know, this team has done a lot of good games in their home stadium. Their opponents this evening are FCSB, and they have just lost once in their 7 Europa League games this season, a 4-0 defeat at Rangers in October, and that was their only loss this season. You know, meanwhile, the predicted lineup looks like Bayern there, possibly Mazraoui off the right centre-back, Euro in the middle, De Ligt off the left, Lindelof, Malacia, Eriksson, Mainu, Fernandes, Ahmad, and Xerxes. Guys, what are your thoughts about this starting lineup? I think it's going to be very interesting if this is actually the starting lineup. Of course, it's going to be a heavily rotated starting lineup, but I think they can get the job done. Now, you know, I would love to see more interesting starting, like maybe give Collier a starting chance in this game, because Collier has shown good performances, good concentration, and good focus, and a willingness to act upon his how could I say it, his intuition, saving Onana and Man United from an embarrassment, you know, getting a draw in the last game played with that goal line clearance this week. So it's going to be interesting. You know, I hope to see, you know, a very strong performance, confident performance from the team, fight, because it's going to be a tough game. You know, Star Bukarest has some interesting players as well. I think it's going to be interesting to see who's in their starting lineup. They certainly have some attacking threats. You know, one of those guys, he also played in the Euros, you know, against some top competition for the likes of, I can't remember the name of the team. Begins with an A, guys. Help me out. But he played for Romania, one of the interesting players in this game. And let's talk about him, because he's certainly going to be a threat in this game. It's not going to be easy for Manchester United. It's a high-stakes match, because if we lose this game, there's a possibility we could drop out of the top 8, depending on other results. The scores are just that close. We stand on 15 points, and there are many teams below us on 12. So if they were to win and have a better goal difference, it could be a difficult situation for Manchester United, guys. You know what I mean? So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. You know, I think we're going to see a big performance from the likes of Amad Diallo and Joshua Zirkzee tonight. I think this type of team, you know, are not going to be able to handle that intricate movement and that, you know, that random dribbles that these guys do, but they keep their eye on open spaces and they attack it. So I think it's going to be interesting. FSB is currently sharing top of their league, and they tend to suffer goals as well. Yeah, their defense has not been one of those things. This is why I'm highlighting Joshua Zirkzee and Amad Diallo in our starting lineup. You know, with their movement and their ability, I would tend to say that maybe they might be the biggest threats against FCSB in this game. You know, because FCSB, let me just pull it up so I can show you guys. There's Florent Tanase Sturmer. He's one of their top players. This guy is going to be a very big performance tonight. They're hoping for by FCSB. You know what I mean? And if I go to and I pull up some information, you know, midfielder Ovidiu Popescu is an interesting player. He is one to watch. Another striker, Daniel Belegia, interesting player. You know what I mean? Played in the Euros this summer, of course. Darius Olaru, who played in the Euros for Romania, was one of their man of the matches for multiple games. It's going to be interesting because these players are all going to be fighting for their chances for their team in this game. It's Manchester United, guys, and I want to let you all know that, you know, it's one of those things where every single team is going to get up for a game against Manchester United, because we are the team that everyone wants to beat. Everyone wants to beat Manchester United, guys. It's not going to be an easy fixture. So let me pull up some information here on FCSB so you guys can see it, because it's going to be interesting. FCSB top players, goals, assists, tackles, clean sheets, and more. And like I said, Olaru, you have to look out for that guy. He has 15 goals this season. Belegia, He has 13 goals this season. You know what I mean? Stefanescu, we know him from the Romanian national team this summer in the Euros. A very, very physical player. He gets forward, he can dribble off the left, and he gets in tight spaces. Olaru is another player that gets a lot of assists. He doesn't just score goals because they play with a front two, a two-striker formation. So it's definitely something we have to look at. Now, Milescu is another player who was featured heavily for Romania in this Euro tournament last summer. Watch out, guys. He is a thunder in the middle. And guys, I'm just saying this because, you know, I know everyone doesn't know that much about this team that we're playing against. But for me, I'm not a huge fan of the team. I've only kind of watched a few games because it was live at the same time as the games. And the app I watched, you can have a picture-in-picture of two other games while you watch the main screen. And I can't say they are an aggressive team. They get in the thick of things. They tackle. They are aggressive to the ball. And I can say that they play counter-attack. You know, at the same time, we need to beat them. It's going to be an interesting matchup. I think Man United, in terms of quality, definitely we surpass them greatly. In terms of effort, that's the questionable part. Because this team, they work hard, they run hard, and they are not afraid of any opposition that they come up against. And I can tell you that for sure. It's one of those things that we are, as the away team, is the one time I think that Manchester United is going to have a better chance. If we were at home against this team, I think we might have fared a little bit more difficulty. But because we are away, because there's no pressure and we have this urge that we need to silence the away fans, I think the boys will be ready for this game. Big up to Karen Samaru in the building, my Trini bedroom living in Germany. Big up to you. We will get the win tonight. I think the team has to know that this trophy is a must. Besides getting us into the UCL, it would give us a big boost for next season. I totally agree with you there. I can't disagree at all because definitely it's going to do a lot for this team if we secure ourselves Europe next season. Next season, I know a lot of fans might be thinking, you know, we can do with just playing it. Focus on the league. Focus on the league. Guys, at Manchester United, our financial difficulties are so great that if we were to not have Europe next season, it could negatively impact our transfer window in the summer. It could change our budget from being a $200-300 million budget to a $150 million budget. And that would definitely limit and disappoint fans, in my honest opinion. There are some grand schemes and some grand choices of possible players that we'd like to get in the club. And just to bring in 3 of them, it's going to cost us damn near £180 million. And if we do the negotiations well, maybe we get it on layaway and we can pay down now and pay the rest off later on. We might be able to get them all in for a minimum of £80 million or 90 because their prices might be 60 or above. And I don't think those clubs would want to accept anything less than 30 with the promise of more and add-ons to go with it. So we need to be patient, guys. Big up to you, Karen, in the building. Big up to you, my bro. Lucky Singh says all Manchester United needs are another winger or a centre-back. I don't think so, bro. I think we need another midfielder in the 10, one who can definitely play that 10 role specifically. I think we definitely need a senior striker to come in. I do like Rasmus Højlund. I do like Joshua Zirkzee, but I think we need a guy that guarantees us 20 goals a season. An experienced guy that doesn't need to learn. He doesn't have to be for the future, just for the next 3 seasons to get us on a consistent run of games because we do create chances. But maybe having a young striker is not the best choice. Maybe you need someone who's more seasoned to demand the service that Højlund isn't getting right now. Of course, Joshua Zirkzee is a mix in between a 10 and a striker, so he's not that guy. Of course, I do expect him to up his levels even more as the season progresses and next season. But it's left to be seen what the decisions of the higher above will be. Of course, you know that there's much interest. Tottenham are very much in line trying to get in the door as they are speaking in advanced negotiations with Matthias Tel. But I'm saying to you guys, unless they pay him some ridiculous amounts of money, double the salary that Man United is going to offer, he's not going to go there. You know what I mean? I don't want to wake up tomorrow and Manchester United have not made a deal for this guy, to be honest, because he's an interesting talent. You know what I mean? Some people might say they're not sure about him. But I can tell you guys that this guy, we definitely could use his services. We most certainly could use his services, guys. Matthias Tel is not a terrible player. Trust me. He does solve our problems on the left-hand side if he comes in. Marcus Rashford leaving. Anthony is already gone. If Garnacho is to leave, we need someone. And if he gets injured, we need someone. Why does everyone want to depend on Marcus Rashford? The striker must demand service, bro. Because guess what? If you look at the heat maps, no service goes in from the right-hand side to the striker in the last few games. It's ridiculous. And let's be honest, if you want to say that a striker should not demand service, why are we paying wingers to create for them if they are not creating for them? Explain that to me, Bernie Dre Media. Big up to you in the building. Tel is a winger, but he's a versatile attacker. He can play anywhere across the front three. You know, he's very, very good in the tight spaces. You know, he does play that. He can play that inside forward role, that wide forward role. So it's one of those things. Service should be a given. This has to be done by management. No, this has to be done by the players on the pitch, my brother. Because when you're on the pitch, the manager tells you, gives you instructions, he gives you requirements, he gives you a list of things he would hope that you would incorporate into your game. You are the one as a player has to pick the right combination of those things. You know, you go with your gut in some instances, but you also have to make that opportunity for your team. And if you're a midfielder or winger, your purpose on the pitch is to create chances for the striker. And if your passing range is limited and you cannot find him, it's not his fault. The ball must go where the striker is going to be, not where you want to put the ball, bro. This is the problem at Manchester United. And we need to stop blaming management. We need to start looking at players for poor passing, poor vision. Because when they don't make the passes, it's not the manager's fault. It's their own. Because if we can see on the television that the striker is in an open position if he got the ball and the ball doesn't come, then it's the player who has the ball fault. The biggest problem with Man United fans is that we get so gassed on some players, we can't call out their mistakes. Now, Rasmus Højlund, his hold-up play is terrible this season. It's regressed greatly, and we can call that out. But he has shown to make runs and be used as a decoy 75% of the times he makes runs. And the reason for that is there's none. It's poor decision-making from the wingers and the attacking midfielders to not find the guy to continuously use him as a decoy. He is the main man up front. It's his job to put the ball in the back of the net. And if you don't supply him, what happens? Nothing. I don't mind Tel on a short-term loan, but not convinced he's top quality. Decision-making is a weakness, apparently. Yeah, he's slightly, but what I can tell you is that in our team, with our players, with the likes of Bruno, with the likes of Amad Diallo and Joshua Zirkzee, even Højlund, this guy is definitely going to thrive. And game time, some players need to play games to get to consistently improve. And this is one of the things why I keep saying players like Jadon Sancho, players like Anthony, they need game time. So we can criticize them for not performing, but they need consistent game time as well. Some fans would say that Jadon Sancho, bring him back because he's been performing well as he's getting consistent game time. I would say no. This guy is 19 years old. Ruben Amorim needs a left wing back or a left wing attacker or a left attacker who can play the role. He's 19. Trust me, he can definitely be molded by our manager. He already has all the facets of a player that could play in that position for a manager that fits our system. So I'm saying, you know what I mean? Think about it, guys. You know, we need to look at it a little bit with more foresight into the future. Sometimes the now, I understand. We want to be better now. We want to win now. We want to do it now. We want to see improvement now. But if we can delay that, if we can see consistent improvement with progression 3 months from now by decisions we make now, would you not make those decisions, guys? That's all I'm asking you as a fan. From a fan to a fan. From a Man United friend to a Man United friend. You know what I mean? What do you think? If we plan right now, 3 months, 6 months from now, we can reap massive rewards. Won't you take the risk? I think he's just as good, to be honest. Of course, you know, there were reports about Cody Gakpo saying he was already agreed. The manager wanted him. The manager was pushing for him. And then there was a decision that came from above that said they no longer wanted Cody Gakpo. So who are we going to blame for that? Lack of foresight. The manager had a veto, but still couldn't veto him when he clearly wanted Cody Gakpo. Guys, we have to be patient. I don't think he's a Timu version. I just think he's a younger version that's probably a little bit better. He just hasn't had the game time consistently to do it. I said this to you guys about Ugarte. Look at Ugarte now. Everyone said he wasn't getting game time at PSG. Why is this guy playing ahead of him? That guy. Oh, let's get Sanderberger. Let's get this guy. And look at Ugarte now. He's thriving in our midfield. He's one of those players we want to see week in, week out. When I told you, this guy is what we need. I'm telling you now, we need this guy. We need someone who can play that 10 role. Even if it's Garnacho has to come off the bench, he has to come off the bench. They are fighting for that role. We need someone like that. We need to have two in every position. Two, not one, two. We need another Ahmad in the right wing position or right wing back position or in the right 10 role. We need another one. I'm not saying to bench him. I'm saying to make him better because we need to have the competition. Various players bring different competition to the table, guys. And when they come and when they bring it, hey, we can only reap rewards from it. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thinking we need to look at this progressively, a little bit prospectively, and take our time. Because sometimes, you know, I know the frustration of the past actions and past things and past happenings might be with us in our thinking. But we need to move forward, guys. You know what I mean? With or without Ineos, we need to move forward as a fan base. Because this is our club. This is all Manchester United, guys. You know what I mean? I mean, I'm not right about everything. I won't say that, but I think we would be right. I think if we sign him, it makes Garnacho better. I think it makes him better. I think it offers more to our team in all facets going forward. We are lacking goals. And this guy, for what I know about this guy, he's a clinical finisher when given the chance. He's a Frenchman. He's got moves. Trust me. I mean, everybody's looking for the next Henry. He could be that. That's how good I think he is. I'm not being honest. You know I don't exaggerate players, but I just think he has the potential to develop to be amazing. Now, if he gets there, that's a different thing. But if he comes to United and gets there, we will be happy for it. I'm telling you. Big up to Richard James in the building. Good afternoon to the fellow Reds. Make no mistake, tonight's game will not be easy. Yeah, we talked about that, my bro. Lucky, we need Edison in the midfield. Instantly brings physicality and athleticism. Big up to Richard James in the building. It's going to be a big game tonight, guys, and we will be here for it. Your boy Mark Ken will be bringing you the live stream from 30 minutes before kickoff. Hopefully, you all will be there to celebrate with me, to watch along, have a good time, pop the chat off. Of course, the road to 3K, we're still on it, guys. I'm growing. The channel, the community, we're growing. We're growing slowly. We just about to hit 1,500 subscribers. You know, I'm currently on 1,449 subscribers, guys. If we can hit 50, in the watch along, it would be amazing. It would be a volatile situation. I probably might do some dances, but you know how it is. Volatile, they are like that in Romania. Bro, I've been telling the man them. You know, I also gave them a little brief on some of the players to watch out for. It's going to be an interesting situation. The game will be one that United must win. We must walk in there confident. We must give our best performance and step forward with our strongest foot, because it's going to be a difficult match. But guys, you know how it is. You know, we can only hope for the best for the team, you know, cheer them on and hope for the best again and look for a performance. And of course, with the way the manager has been dealing with things and speaking, I can tell that the players are starting to understand that they need to give their best week in, week out, on the training pitch, on the actual pitch, and in any competition. And once they're selected, they must earn their spot weekly. So in that, guys, I would say, yeah, it's going to be interesting. Let's see how it goes. I'm not bothered where they come from. African players are strong. SCN was a beast, bro. No one cares. We're a multicultural team. We've always brought players from all over the globe, including Trinidad and Tobago. I mean, if not for Dwight York, where would I be as a Man United fan? I would be a fan, but I don't know if I'd be as a super fan. I could honestly say that. But what I can say is that some of my favorite players, they're not even Dwight York. Dwight York is one of them. You know, Cristiano Ronaldo is my GOAT. He's from Portugal. I'm from Trinidad. Look at that. You know what I'm saying? Huge fan of Shinji as well. So, yeah, guys, no matter where they come from, they are one of us, Manchester United. And no matter where you come from, you are one of us, Manchester United fans. Big up to everyone in the building. I have to leave you, but I will see you again later. It's from your boy, Mark N. Thank you so much for joining me, and welcome to the channel if you're new. And if you're not, yo, smash a like and subscribe. Share it around. Let's get the move on. Road to 2K is there. Big up. Ugarte won't play. What about Alicia alongside Menu? What do you guys think? Ricardo, that's interesting. I wouldn't mind. Licha alongside Menu is not a bad choice. We know he has played the DM at Ajax before. He's a feisty player. He does the dirty work. He's got a good pass on him. He's got a great shot as well. Yeah, it might be interesting to see what happens. Big up to that. Let's see what happens later on. We'll be back for the watch along at 7:30 UK, because you know it's going to be a live one. Big up to all of you joining, and I'll see you then. It's your boy, Mark N. Peace out.
Baby.